we'll just take it away. We got Stephen Rodbush here, a good buddy of mine, really kind of brought me up to speed on a lot of what's wrong with the government back when I was in the stage of, oh, the government would never do that. Definitely a lot of, he kind of set me on the right track for that, a lot of the anti-war stuff. So I'm just going to let him kind of take this away because, as all of you probably already know, I've been an anti-war activist for a little bit, but I think it means a lot more coming from somebody who actually served like Stephen did. So, buddy, I'm just going to let you go at it and tell everybody what's wrong with the feds.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like that whole indoctrination. Thanks for having me, by the way. What happened? 9/11. I was a sophomore in high school. They wheeled that big box TV in. They're like, shit, it's hitting the fan right now. So then it's like, they tell you, you got to enlist. You got to defend your country. You got to do all that shit. So I did, my time in the Navy. And then I get out, and then you come to find out it was all bullshit. And then you start digging a little more. And like you said, the government would never do that. Well, here we are, 2021, and the government keeps doing the shit that you keep saying. People keep saying, oh, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Yeah. It's like a repeating cycle. And just, it's just annoying. People forget so easily that the government is capable of a lot of horrible things. And they've done it. I mean, to minorities, to, the Native Americans, to whoever. They don't give a shit as long as that money keeps coming in.
And so, as far as it all being bullshit, you're referring to, I'm assuming, like Iraq and Afghanistan, or like something else specifically.
Well, just like the WMDs, that was a bunch of shit. They never found anything. I mean, not to get too conspiratorial, but the Twin Towers, that guy that owned those buildings made billions of dollars off of insurance from that. And then the day before 9/11 happened, the Pentagon just magically lost like $1.5 trillion or some absurd number like that.
I think it was 2.3, yeah.
Yeah, 2.3. And then it just
can't account for it. Still can't.
We don't know where it went. And everybody forgot about it like fucking immediately.
What's really funny about that too, is that what do we always hear when it comes to something that would actually help Americans be actually America first, right? Like, Medicare being lowered to 18, or Medicare for all, whatever version of universal health care you want, or free public college, or any of these other things. It's how you're going to pay for that. Whereas, then we have a government institution that can't account for literally trillions of dollars. And we just got the biggest military budget ever. I believe it was like something like 750 billion, which is, I think it's like 70 billion more than the last one under Trump, which was still a record high.
Yeah. Well, and that's funny too, first, like, for being a puppet for Russia and, sucking on something from Putin, they still gave him another fucking $700 billion. Like, I thought he was such a danger, and you still gave him more money for the military budget. It's all a sham. It's just, but we got Biden. Everything's better now, right? That's what they said.
Racism's over. COVID's ended. Oh wait, COVID's not ended. It's all coming back.
Right. I mean, Biden's not a racist. He just did the eulogy for like a top KKK guy. Not a problem.
Yeah. What's that quote about him not wanting his children to go to a racial jungle?
Racial jungle. That was fun.
Yeah. Let's see, 94 crime bill.
Yeah. He wrote the damn bill.
Literally. I mean, he took credit.
I wrote the damn bill.
Yeah. Well, he takes a lot of credit for that. He also takes a lot of credit for his hand in writing the Patriot Act, which makes sense if you look at what is going on now with mass censorship, and they're trying to do text surveillance and all this other stuff that is essentially all made possible by the Patriot Act. And who did Bush endorse last election, right? He knew what he was doing.
You want to take a look at the easiest way that after 9/11, we basically lost a vast majority of our real freedoms is the Patriot Act. They don't want to get rid of it because, they can lock you up for no reason for as long as they want to, and all they got to do is throw that little terrorist label on you and you're fucked.
Yeah. And they're expanding that to be a domestic thing now. This is the domestic war on terrorism.
They're turning that shit inward.
Absolutely.
You've got like pundits on like MSNBC and CNN, and like, yeah, we should start droning in the United States. Like, wow.
Who said that shit? I missed that.
I'll have to pull it up, but she straight up said it. She was I think it was MSNBC, and she was just like, yeah, these homegrown terrorists, we might have to start droning in the States. Why is that off the
Uh,
table? Like, that's scary.
what's actually scary about that, right, is because it's, as Daniel Hale leaked, it's going to be close to 90% of the people aren't the right target anyway. So that's
Yeah,
a
no, it's
whole.
totally not even, it's not, they might have got that one guy, but the collateral damage over in the Middle East there is staggering.
Again, imagine if we bring that home. Brunch liberals might actually start to care.
I don't
I'm
know.
not saying that I want it to happen that
They're
way. And that
pretty,
I
they're
wildly
pretty
agree. I don't
hungry
want
and
that at all.
asleep right
But
now. So
what was that?
I said they're pretty hungry and they're pretty asleep right now. They're like, oh, Orange Man's gone. All our problems are over. And they're just like ignoring. I don't understand. Like, these problems didn't begin with Trump. Okay. He was just like the fucking boogeyman. They needed the boogeyman. And, you know, not that I'm like the biggest fan of like Trump and his 4 years of, mean tweets or whatever, but it's just like we just went back to the old thing. Like, it was just like right back to, they said, oh, we're pulling out of Afghanistan. Well, the Air Force is still there. They're bombing the shit out of Afghanistan right now.
Yeah, they just wrap that back up. And by the way, let's hope it's the actual Air Force, because they probably have a better percentage rate as far as collateral damage than these drones do. Because I can't imagine. Because here's the thing, I have to rein myself in all the time talking about the warship, just to make sure I'm not like hyperbolic, because it really is that bad. Like, you can be 100% factual and it's still horrifying, but I have to rein myself in sometimes. Even to me, 90% being the wrong people sounds excessive, but they fucking proved it with
Right.
Daniel Hale.
No, 100%. I
Unbelievable.
mean,
So I hope it's the Air Force doing that bombing in Afghanistan.
just like 90%. I mean, let's take basketball. If you're shooting 90% at the free throw line, you're a fucking champion.
Yeah.
So you
You're
go in the
missing
opposite
90%.
direction. If you're missing 90%, that's not good. But I mean, you've only got 10% success rate truly on what they call the terrorists. It's just, all the bombs that have been dropped, Obama ran out of bombs because
Yeah.
he bombed more than Bush, which is
Right.
crazy.
That is crazy, because like Bush is always credited as being, the horrible warmonger, which he absolutely was. I mean, I don't think it's possible to overstate what a terrible president George Bush was. But the fact that not Biden, excuse me, Obama took us from 2 wars to 7, bombed more than Bush, so much that the Air Force actually at one point ran out of bombs. People don't know this though, because he was the young, cool president. He like literally did a mic drop on SNL. It was like, oh, and like he's got this star power. And so I think this is what people figured out. And it was Graham Elwood on Jimmy Dore show recently. By the way, let's go Jimmy Dore. Fuck TYT, everyone's know.
Right.
But he was pointing out that like these the CIA and military industrial complex people figured it out that if we have this young cool president, that they can get away with murder, literally, and they did. Now what do we have? We have cool Grandpa Biden eating ice cream in aviators, and Yas Queen Kamala with her girl power, and the media can get away with passing off journalism as look at Kamala's dress and look how stunning she is. Aren't we glad that she's our vice president?
Yeah, she's got Chuck Taylors on and Tim's and
Exactly. Yeah.
skinny jeans. And like, great.
Great. The eviction moratorium just ended, and now we just have this whole wave of homeless people.
And now our CIA is very diverse. We have people with mental problems, and they're minorities, and I'm sure that the people in sandals over in the Middle East are going to be happy to get those diverse bombs.
They get bombed by the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Yes.